A 5-day summer adventure in San Francisco, California.
The salty breeze from the San Francisco Bay kissed Sam and Sally's faces as they stepped out of the airport, eyes gleaming excitedly. Their long-awaited 5-day summer trip had finally begun. Friends explored the iconic city. Day 1. Golden Gate Bridge, Fisherman's Wharf. Their adventure began with the hop-on hop-off bus tour, their golden ticket to discovering the city's best sights. The open-air double-decker bus rolled through the streets, the cool air tugging at Sally's blonde hair. Their first stop was the legendary Golden Gate Bridge. As they walked along the bridge, the massive red-orange tower stretched high above them, partially hidden by the city's famous fog. "This is incredible," Sam said, his blue eyes wide in wonder. "It feels like we're in a postcard." After taking countless photos, they rode the bus to Fisherman's Wharf. The lively waterfront was filled with the scent of grilled seafood and fresh bread, mixing with the sounds of street performers and tourists.
At Pier 39, they found a crowd gathered near the docks. "Look!" Sally pointed.
A group of sea lions lounged lazily on wooden platforms, barking and pushing each other playfully into the water. Sam laughed. "I think they're having more fun than we are." For lunch, they indulged in clam chowder served in a sourdough bread bowl from a small shop near the water. As Sam took a big bite, his eyes lit up. "This is officially the best thing I've ever eaten." Day 2. Chinatown North Beach. The next morning, the bus took them to Chinatown, where bright red lanterns hung overhead, and the air was filled with the aroma of sizzling dumplings and roasted duck.
They stopped at the Golden Gate Fortune Cookie Factory, watching as workers folded warm cookies. Sally cracked one open and read, "Adventure awaits you." She grinned at Sam.
"That's true." From Chinatown, they walked into North Beach, San Francisco's Italian district. The streets were lined with cafes, bookstores, and old-fashioned bakeries. They grabbed a table at a small shop and ordered authentic Italian gelato, enjoying the creamy sweetness as they watched the city life buzz around them. Day 3. Alcatraz, Lombard Street. The morning was reserved for a trip to Alcatraz Island. As their ferry approached the infamous prison, Sally shivered. It looked so eerie. Inside, they wandered through the cold, gray cells, listening to stories of daring escape attempts. Sam ran his fingers along the iron bars. "Imagine being trapped here," he whispered. The audio tour played real voices of former inmates, making the experience even more chilling. They visited Lombard Street in the city, known for its sharp, winding turns.
Tourists lined the sidewalks, watching cars carefully navigate the twists. Sally turned to Sam with a mischievous smile. "Race you down?"
Before Sam could respond, she took off running, zigzagging through the flower-lined street. Laughing, he chased after her, barely keeping up. At the bottom, both were breathless. "You cheated," Sam accused playfully. Sally grinned. "I prefer the term creative strategy." Then went for the city tour and saw the iconic building of Transamerica Tower in the financial district. And they were both surprised by what they had seen. Day 4. Museums. Silicon Valley eager to dive into San Francisco's rich culture and technology, they started the day at the California Academy of Sciences in Golden Gate Park. Inside, they explored an enormous indoor rainforest where butterflies fluttered around them.
"I feel like I'm in another world," Sally said, watching a bright blue butterfly land on her shoulder.
Next, they visited the Exploratorium, where they played with interactive exhibits, making optical illusions and experimenting with sound waves. "Who knew science could be this fun?" Sam said, spinning a giant color wheel. In the afternoon, they took a ride to Silicon Valley, home to some of the world's biggest tech companies. They walked past the futuristic campuses of Google and Apple, imagining what it would be like to work there. Sam, staring at Google's colorful sign, said, "Maybe one day, we'll invent something that changes the world." Day 5. Ghirardelli, a bittersweet goodbye. On their final day, they decided to treat themselves to something sweet at Ghirardelli Square. The smell of rich, melted chocolate filled the air as they entered the famous shop. They ordered giant sundaes, dripping with warm fudge. As the sun began to set, they walked along the waterfront, the sky painted in shades of pink and gold.
The city lights flickered on, reflecting on the bay. "This trip was perfect," Sally said softly. Sam nodded. "I don't want it to end."
With a final glance at the stunning city skyline, they boarded their flight home, their hearts full of memories and their minds already planning their next adventure.